Hi friends, this is Marty and welcome back to another quilling time. Today's video is about the 4 life hacks that we learned after reading Nevermoor, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. So I divided this video into 4 parts, which are honesty or sincerity, determination, bravery, and talent. So Nevermoor follows the story of Morrigan Crow, who is a cursed child that is doomed to die on her 11th birthday. But she was saved by this mysterious man called Jupiter. And Jupiter brought her to Nevermoor to be part of this elite group of people called Wondrous Society. To be a scholar of the Wondrous Society, Crow has to contend in 4 trials to prove her worth. Generally, I think Nevermoor is a great alternative for Harry Potter because this is an enjoyable middle grade fantasy that you may want to pick up soon. It tackles topics on sense of belongingness, family, friendship, and self-discovery in the process. The first trial of Morrigan Crow is about honesty and sincerity. You guys, for the past 2 months, I always find myself in retrospection of things that are happening around me. And I realized that the first step to healing and happiness is to be honest with yourself first. Acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your feelings, because our feelings, no matter how crazy they may sound, are all valid. We also have to acknowledge even our flaws, our faults, and our shortcomings. In that way, we can fully be honest with ourselves. So I want to be honest with you guys. This new chapter in my life is never easy. My friends and colleagues would ask me, "Kumusta na ang bagong kasal?" And most of the time, I don't know how to answer or even what to answer. Married life is so sweet so far. It's not perfect, but it's so sweet when you wake up in the morning next to the person who loves you the most in this world, aside from your parents. Perhaps it's too sweet. After the wedding, I was in a lull. I was like in an autopilot, doing everything that is supposed to be done. Unti-unti akong nawalan ng drive or motivation to do other things aside from household chores and school duties. I just wanted to do nothing. Stare in space, tumunganga, ganun. Wala akong ganang gawin yung kahit anong nagpapasaya sa akin noon. Noong una, dinideny ko pa, like, wala akong karapatang malungkot dahil napaka-blessed ng buhay ko and napaka-stable ng work ko kahit sobrang nakakapagod. And then lumipas yung 2 buwan na Nevermoor lang ang natapos kong book na feeling ko sobrang nasiyahan yung former self ko. And that's when I finally returned. After reading this book, I was reminded kung gaano kahalaga na you are honest with yourself. Yes, I'm grateful for all the great things in my life, but I also acknowledge that I'm yearning for something else. And it's okay. I acknowledge that I experienced an onset of some kind of a depression and that I have to do something about it. If we're not honest enough to admit that, how could we address it as soon as possible? And while I'm on my honesty thought, might as well be sincere on solving my issues, right? But sincere people are honest. If you're going to point out a problem, might as well suggest something useful and good to solve it. Second trial is the chase trial, where candidates in the trials were given 2 options, whether to grab whatever is readily available for them and settle with an okay achievement, or to pursue a goal for a chance to an optimal success and advantage in the next trial. This new normal has inspired many challenges that needed to be faced sooner or later. Hindi natatapos sa statistics ng positive cases ang laban natin sa kasalukuyan, kundi hanggang saan ang kaya nating gawin para ipanalo ang laban sa new normal. Malaki ang hamon sa edukasyon. Lahat tayo nag-a-adjust, mapaguro, estudyante, admin, or even non-teaching personnel. I understand also that adapting to technology requires learning a new set of skills and acquiring a whole new pack of patience and sometimes humility to admit that we are not yet ready. Hanggang saan kaya ang kaya nating matutunan to survive this new mode of education? Handa ba tayong tanggapin ang hamon sa ating determinasyon? Personally, this is one of the battles that I am fighting every day. I would like to make the most out of the privileges that I have. So I reach out to my colleagues, teaching them how to adapt to techie stuff. But DepEd, just like in the Chase trials, are we going to settle with mediocrity and short-term solutions? Or we're going to challenge ourselves and raise the bars high for optimal success and long-term solutions? So I hope we do the latter. I'm still positive that the department is doing its best, but I hope we would be honest first to admit that there is a problem and that we are determined enough to solve this problem. The third trial of Morgan Crow is called the Fright Trial, where the candidate's bravery was tested in the face of the things that they are most scared of. What is your biggest fear? Death? Snakes? Spiders? Height? Darkness? Have you even thought about it? Because sometimes we don't even acknowledge what our biggest fear is. Because just by the thought of it already scares the hell out of us. Most of the time, our biggest fear are intangible stuff that bring so much terror that we deny them. But that's when bravery comes in. Bravery is this staunchness that we have in our core that makes us face and endure the unknown. Yes, that's my biggest fear. The unknown. Not knowing what lies ahead makes me wanna retreat, go flight mode, sulk in my comfort zone. When I was younger, I was always in my comfort zone. Ang comfort zone ko ay lahat ng mga bagay na familiar ako. No unknown, unseen, unheard of, or uncharted lands. I relied so much in my senses. So kapag hindi ko na naiintindihan, natatakot na ako. Kapag hindi ko na makita, natatakot na ako. Needless to say, lahat ng hindi ko alam kinatatakutan ko. That's why I planned. That's also the reason why I was in a lull after the wedding. Everything is new around me. From the bedroom, to the living room, to the office, to the kitchen. The only familiar stuff that I have is my wooden bookshelf. That is my only anchor to my former self. This whole new world of married life is a whole uncharted land I am about to explore, and I am scared. I'm scared that I will fail the unknown or that I will lose myself in the process. But then bravery comes in. After reading this book, I was reminded that bravery stems from having faith that you are not alone in this cause. Faith that even if you fail, you can still carry on and learn from your mistake. In one of our church services, I was reminded that I was a child of God. I am never alone. Sa lahat ng bagay, o sa kahit saang lugar, or kahit anong susubukan ko pa, matagumpay man o hindi ko yun naharapin mag-isa. Hindi kami mag-isa sa hamon ng buhay may asawa. Hindi tayo mag-isa sa hamon ng buhay. So grit your teeth out of your comfort zone. And sabi nga ng iba, life starts at the end of your comfort zone. The last trial is the show trial, where the candidates shall impress the elders of their talents. A talent must be interesting, useful, and good. However, Morgan Crow knows that aside from being a cursed child who brings misfortune wherever she goes, she does not have any talent that could impress others, more so the elders. And this is the point where I related so much with Morgan. I am one of those people who are not into performing arts. So I get jealous with my friends who could sing on stage or online or even do TikTok dance challenges. I can't even finish my novel that I started when I was in high school. My editing skills are so amateur, and my creative juices has long dried out and abandoned me since I graduated college. I'm practically nobody, a boring, unforgettable, awkward girl you barely notice, living her insignificant, quiet life in this bustling city. Buti pa nga si Morgan cursed child, so kahit papano may reputasyon siya. So, hindi lang siya yung focus ng point na to, but also si Cadence. Cadence is a mesmerist who could make somebody believe what she wanted them to believe. After reading the show Trial, I realized na we are all beautifully and remarkably unique. I learned not to look for myself in other people because I will never be like them. I would never be as good in singing as Lea Salonga, or a musical genius like Lin-Manuel Miranda, or a bard like Shakespeare who weaved new words as if breathing them to life. I can only be me, and that's okay. While I'm not saying to settle for less and embrace mediocrity, it is important, however, that after discovering who you really are and what you really want to do or be known for, you have to work hard to be the best version of yourself. As for me, I found this aesthetic called dark academia that I relate the most. Looking at the various aesthetics, this one really felt like home. It felt like the real Marty, somebody who is so passionate about learning, about education, literature, and culture. That's why I chose this aesthetic as my brand for my channel while slowly outgrowing J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. The wizarding world will always be special and nostalgic, but this time, I'm choosing to share myself than be a constant free advertisement of a transphobic author. We're getting there slowly. So yeah, wondrous welcome to the new brand of Quilling Time. And that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. We'll have more Dark Academia content coming in the future. See you in the next video. Bye!